Hi, I'm John Tria, and in this video we will explore Southeast Asian cuisine and the food that binds us, particularly one essential ingredient that is popular in many of the cuisines of different Southeast Asian countries, what we call shrimp paste. In all my travels, one thing stands out. It's the sheer variety of scenery and, of course, the people and what they like to do, including what they like to eat, how they like to enjoy themselves, which gives you a window into how they view their lives. Truly, the melting pot that is Southeast Asia is forged out of centuries of cultural interaction, both in the age of commerce, in the early um, centuries, towards the age of colonization, where colonial influences undoubtedly left their mark on many of the things that people do and the way they behave. I found shrimp paste interesting mainly because you can find it in many Asian cuisines and dishes, including our own Filipino cuisine, as well as those of southern China and parts of India. This makes it a truly Southeast Asian ingredient that may have borrowed from different influences, particularly during the Age of Commerce before the 10th century. Food writer Connie Veneracion relates this to us. In fact, Connie Veneracion even considers shrimp paste to be the most essential of the six essential seasonings of authentic Southeast Asian cooking. Notice the different mandalas which are along the coasts of various Southeast Asian countries. Their influence on our food culture is therefore quite deep. The way they prepare their food has influenced the rest of Southeast Asia, especially during the pre. Notice how many of these mandalas are situated along coastal zones which were organized large settlements. I believe many of them were located near the mouths of river systems and therefore became easy to gather shrimp, ferment them, and use them in cuisine. As you will notice, bagoong, sambal, belechan, tarasi, they are all meant to add an umami kick to the different cuisines in the region, making it a unique flavor that many enjoy. At this point, we might be wondering how and why shrimp paste spread throughout Southeast Asia in such a thorough manner as to obtain a name in almost all Southeast Asian countries. Much of that can be traced to the early age of commerce, when initial trading activities throughout the different mandalas or mandalic kingdoms or mandalic communities enabled the spread or the diffusion of cultural items, including preferred food and condiments like shrimp paste. In an article by Stanley Tambia, he talks about these mandala communities and how they were able to consolidate not only certain cultural elements, which I believe lay the basis for the sharing of different food items such as shrimp paste. Cultural diffusion is one way by which shrimp paste and other food items spread around Southeast Asia, especially during the Age of Commerce and established during the early Mandalic communities, where the use and the organization of cuisine became paramount in the ancient kingdoms. In a paper by Gulis Koskun, Cultural Diffusion and and Tourism, the spread of cultural elements due to the interaction of cultures is cultural diffusion. So when we look at Southeast Asia and its context, cultural diffusion really becomes very apparent. And change in culture is expected. You will always see a lot of adaptation, a lot of syncretism, and maybe the creation of new elements in and of themselves. And this, as it is, will actually, in my opinion, lead to the preservation of certain cultural elements. For example, if and when shrimp paste is used in a certain dish, it creates a new dish, but it is still shrimp paste. I do not know if you'll agree with me, but I believe that the continuous sharing of these ingredients and the continuous use of them is actually what will preserve the technology in making them. Well, I think the more widespread use of online media, especially now that bandwidths are going to get faster, people will have a wider menu of knowledge and information. And the high interest in cooking at home, for instance, you'll want to see people experiment on new recipes, forms of eating, and that in essence will, and when you combine that with the diffusion also of the products through online sales channels, You will see a lot of people buying shrimp paste and trying it as an ingredient, maybe fusing it with their own traditional recipes in order to create a new dish that will really encapsulate interest in the new normal.